Got me feeling like Eve, like who's that girl? Magnolia Shorty, and I'm about my dollars, and I learned a long time ago that pussy got the power. You won't holler, you better have some dollars. You are the only one I love. You are the only baby I can trust. Anybody else should leave you. I know you are young, ready to kill. What a trophy girl.
You Ku Klux Klan looking bitch. Bitch, don't you ever try to book me. Bitch, don't you know I'm messing by your mama? Okay. Don't you ever. What you got a motherfucking winter former best wearing bitch? Bitch, don't you ever try to book me. Okay. Magnolia.
Shorty was like a sister to me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't what she just meant to me, it's what she meant to Louisiana, it's what she meant to New Orleans. You know, she was like the queen of bounce, you know, she just was somebody that you let her be around, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, she just was the best at what she do.
To hear that she lost her life to this senseless violence that seems to be cyclical in this city. You know, you kind of would think after Katrina, kind of had a clean slate per se, and maybe people would maybe realize the value of life, and it still is happening.
On the evening of December 20th, 2010, an extremely well-known artist in New Orleans is arriving to her gated apartment complex for a quick stop, then head out to Miami. As she pulled through the gate, another car came in behind her and blocked her. In that same car, some men with evil intentions got out and started firing. She and the passenger were shot at numerous times, but Renetta Lowe, aka Magnolia Shorty, was shot a total of 26 times, dying at the scene. Welcome to my channel, everyone. Courtney Elise here, aka Court Crimes TV. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and comment. Also, hit that notification bell. That way you'll know every time I upload. Let's get into the video. The murder of legendary bounce artist Magnolia Shorty shocked everyone. The people of New Orleans wanted to know who and why anyone would want to kill her, especially in such a violent manner. Was it because of jealousy, due to her fame, or because of the people she associated herself with? Everyone had questions. Renetta Yamika Lowe was born September 30th, 1982 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana to parents Brenda Lowe and local keyboardist and singer Raymond Fletcher. At a young age, her family would move to New Orleans, residing in the infamous Magnolia Projects. In the 80s and 90s, the Magnolia Projects, now referred to as the C.J. Peet Public Housing Development, was a very rough place to grow up in. The buildings had the highest crime rates and were highly neglected during the crack cocaine epidemic. Children had to grow up fast, living there, witnessing traumatic events right before their innocent eyes. Magnolia Shorty grew up around music. Like I said in the beginning, her father, Raymond Fletcher, was a local keyboardist and singer. He would sing and play all over the city of New Orleans. Her mother, Brenda Lowe, was always in the church, and she would bring her with her. She would quickly emulate her father's ear for music and start to write her own raps daily. The style of music she gravitated towards was bounce music, a genre of New Orleans hip-hop. Bounce was originated in the late 80s, early 90s. It's characterized by call and response dance and chants. These chants and dance call-outs are usually rapped over the Triggerman beat, which is sampled from songs Drag Rap by Showboys and Brown Beats by Cameron Paul. Here are a few examples.
1986 to 87, the building blocks. For reasons that no one, including people who were there at the time, can fully explain, the Showboys' 1986 song Drag Rap has been hugely popular in New Orleans from almost the second it dropped. Haven't heard of the Showboys? Don't worry. Most people haven't. The group wasn't even from New Orleans, they were actually from Queens, and almost no one actually calls the song by its name. Almost everyone calls the track Triggerman after the name of one of the group's members. Almost every section of Triggerman has ended up in countless bounce songs, but it's the song's opening xylophone riff that is the most iconic part. In 1987, noted Bay Area DJ Cameron Paul, who sadly passed away just this past March, dropped a track called Brown Beats, which got its title from the James Brown sample throughout the track. The song's drums would, for similarly mysterious reasons, form the basis of the bounce sound. How important were Triggerman and Brown Beats to New Orleans? Perhaps Manny Fresh put it best on the Big Timers track Big Ballin'. I brought 2 Triggermans and Brown Beats so you can pop your pussy in the middle of the street.
This the one right here, where you at?
I know that you're somebody else's guy. All right,
Magnolia Shorty would start to get a buzz around the city, constantly performing, and she would get her iconic name, Magnolia Shorty, from another New Orleans legend, Magnolia Slim, aka Soulja Slim. She would join Soulja Slim on the Hype Enough label while still in middle school. She was comfortable with Soulja Slim because he also grew up in the Magnolia Projects alongside other artists such as Juvenile, J Electronica, Turk, and BG. Her song, Monkey on the D, gained a lot of traction around the city, and this is when BG of the Hot Boys would introduce her to Brian Birdman Williams, owner of Cash Money Records. He would sign her immediately, and she would be one of the first 2 women signed to Cash Money Records, the other woman being Miss T.
I bought her the Cash Money when she was like 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? With her first LP, Monkey on the, you know what I'm saying? Yep. When I heard that song, I brought her the Baby. Baby liked it. We put a beat under it. You know what I'm saying? Me, Juve, and Wayne did a song with her. She did a couple of more songs, and the rest history.
Magnolia Shorty, born Renetta Lowe, got her stage name from the late rapper Magnolia Slim, who was also from the Magnolia housing development. The rapper, known as the Queen of Bounce, was discovered by Brian Birdman Williams and came onto the music scene in the 1990s.
After signing with Cash Money, things really took off for her. In 1997, she would release her debut album, Monkey on the D. Immediately, it was considered a bounce classic. She would go on to collaborate with the Hot Boys. In fact, Lil Wayne would mention in an interview about how she influenced Bling for the Hot Boys hit Bling Bling.
When we had Rest in Peace, we had a female artist on Cash Money label named Magnolia Shorty. I was like, when I came up with it, I was like, check me out, this is my verse. I started off with, tell me what kinda got diamonds that'll blind you. She's like, man, you gotta do one of them sounds or something though. Like that's too regular. Like, listen, like what sound does a diamond make? I was like, bling? And do like something else. So when she said that, I got in and I said, tell me what kinda got diamonds that'll bling blind you. Became the hottest part of the song. And we would perform it to where Manny Fresh came with the idea later on. Got a faster beat. Yo, Wayne, got an idea for this one. You remember that song? You just tell me what kind of got diamonds that'll bling blind? Check it out. Bling bling. Yeah. So I ran with the bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling, pinky ring with it.
Oh, wow.
And I am in the dictionary for that.
She would also get on another New Orleans classic, My Boy, by Courtney Hart. Jadakiss would give her a major cosign after she sampled his song Smoking Gun.
You already know. See it, boy, your boy Kiss, Magnolia Shorty. You know what I mean? She done took that smoking gun thing to another level, you heard me? Now you gonna hear me and her on there. It's only right. That's what I call real, recognizing real. You know what I mean? There ain't no charge, ain't no money involved, no lawyers, no paperwork. I see her out here grinding. I'ma help her elevate her grind. Cause that's what I do. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Look out for the remix. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
Magnolia Shorty.
Who shut up, Kenny? Y'all heard me? Come on down the way, Johnny. Let's go. You're the only one I love. You're the only man I can trust. Anybody else should leave you. I know you about. Ready to kill when it's smoking good.
I, in fact, did not know that. And I am from Louisiana. In fact, I am actually below New Orleans, where I'm from. But yeah, that's interesting to know. Things were looking up for her. Her career was taking off, and she would also find love in Carl Bridgewater. The two would go on to get married. In 2009, she performed at the South by Southwest Music Festival, and also won Best Bounce Song at the Underground Hip Hop Awards in New Orleans. Her career was going up, and she wasn't slowing down. Now, Magnolia Shorty was well known. Everyone wanted to work with her, and she was willing to help anyone. But there was one person people closest to her weren't too fond of. That person would be Jerome Man Man Hampton. It was rumored that Man Man was a wanted man for an alleged killing he did. Magnolia Shorty had a big heart, so she decided to continue working with Man Man, despite the warnings from loved ones. On December 20th, 2010, she and Man Man would be together that day. That day, before heading out to Miami for a festival, vehicle, she decided to make a quick stop at her gated apartments. As they were trying to enter the apartment complex, a white Ford Crown Vic with 5 men, a part of the gang 39ers, pulled up and blocked them. Now blocked in, the men immediately jumped out and started letting off multiple rounds. One of the men even stood on top of her car and shot her through the sunroof to make sure she was dead. Once they were positive everyone in the car was dead, they fled the scene. Man was obviously shot multiple times, and Magnolia Shorty was shot 26 times.
WDSU sources confirmed tonight that one of the victims of a double murder in broad daylight earlier today was indeed a popular local rapper. Fans are turning to the internet to mourn the loss of the second female rapper to sign on with Cash Money Records, a national label that began here in the Crescent City. WDSU anchor Rachel Wolf spoke with a local radio DJ who knew Magnolia Shorty personally.
And to hear that she lost her life to this senseless violence that seems to be cyclical in this city. You know, you kind of would think after Katrina, kind of had a clean slate per se, and maybe people would maybe realize the value of life, and it still is happening now. Kind of reminiscent of the Messy Maya case, which recently happened. There's going to be a lot of attention to this thing, and already if you look at social media, there's tons of comments on it, whether it be Twitter or Facebook or whatever. I don't think this case will take long to get solved, but it's just sad that it had to happen.
Websites have actually crashed tonight because fans have been uploading pictures and posting messages in honor of Magnolia Shorty.
LaTanya, unfortunately, New Orleans police do not have any information regarding any suspects or motive in this case, but you mentioned Magnolia Shorty was gunned down yesterday. Her friend was 25-year-old Jerome Hampton. Both of them were gunned down in New Orleans East in the 6300 block of Bridgehampton Drive in the Georgetown apartment complex. We visited that apartment complex today, and you can see where the car that they were sitting in lost control after being shot at, careening into a fence. We saw workers today repairing that fence, as well as bullet holes still riddling the wooden fence over there.
Her death sent shockwaves through Louisiana. Fans were heartbroken, calling into Q93, a radio station in Louisiana, to express their grievances. Celebrities were also saddened by her murder as well.
Shorty was like a sister to me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't what she just meant to me, it's what she meant to Louisiana, it's what she meant to New Orleans. You know, she was like the queen of bounce, you know, she just was somebody that you let her be around, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, she just was the best at what she do, you know what I'm saying?
On December 30th, 2010, her funeral would be held at the 5th African Baptist Church on South Robertson Street. Cars lined the street and numerous fans poured into the church to pay their respects. Cash Money was also in attendance as well.
Watch that horse. I don't fuck with horses because if they tick me,
turn the bell all the way around. About to turn the hearts all the way around. Back up, do it right.
Her case went unsolved until 2014 when Gregory Rabbit Stewart testified. He testified that he, McCoy Rat Walker, Terrius T. Reed Oney, Tyrone T-Bone Knockham, and Rico Freaky Jackson shot up Magnolia Shorty's car, and that their initial target was in fact Man. Magnolia Shorty's death is so sad. You know, me doing this YouTube channel about death and everything, I've come across so many celebrities and musicians who have passed away in their hometown. Despite the fact that she wasn't the initial target, I always go back to what Boosie said in that Vlad interview. You know, he said people are hypnotized by hatred. They don't want to see you make it. They feel that since they were in the same class as you and they were there around when they saw you going up, they feel some type of entitlement that it should be them and not you, even though they didn't work as hard. It's sad you can't move around in your own own home state, where you're supposed to feel at home, where you're supposed to feel at ease. You can't. Magnolia Shorty had so much going for her. She is considered the queen of bounce. Louisiana was shattered when her death broke news. To this day, her influence in music is still being used. Drake, Chris Brown, and so many other artists have sampled her music. May Magnolia Shorty rest in peace.
Y'all make some noise for Magnolia Shorty.